Bruh, not gonna lie, this is probably some of my finest work. I love it. I absolutely love the way this turned out.
Nice.
Oh, check it out, check it out. It is Sunday, March 8th, 2026. And this sad state that this is in, originally, think of it as a diorama / snow globe type looking thing that we did, my grandmother and I, back in 2015. This is the current state of it now. And it was Walking Dead themed. You got Abraham and Rick in here, 3 zombies, and some trees and some snow. And it was, I remembered it from 2015 always being in a true cloche or clock dome like this. But it wasn't. It was actually just this, I think it's like a candle holder, something you'd use for a giant candle. But basically, it's kind of like a cloche if you flip it upside down, but I think it's designed to be the other way around and more of like a cup or container type thing. Anyway, it's just got some styrofoam down here, which we painted. I painted it brown to kind of make it look like you're looking underground and you're seeing the ground cut away. It was just kind of cool. This is what it looked like in its glory. This is the original picture from that day. I think it was like December 12th, 2015 we did this. Yeah, I put a little blood in the snow, because the zombies are just, full of gore and they're just dragging their feet through the snow and stuff. And as you can see, this is kind of the original orientation. I'm going to try and recreate that and just kind of restore this back to its original glory, but in a different container, a much nicer looking cloche. And I might even put some different touches on it. I'm not going to use the same materials, but we'll see what we come up with, and we'll go from there. Okay, so ripped this bad boy from out of here. These guys were all flopping around. This tree was just kind of flopping around. Came out of its base. So I'm just kind of lining everything up here, trying to get the glue off of their feet. So this will be fun. I think it was Mod Podge we used. I'm not really sure, but it sure is on there. Get some pliers / cutter type deals here, see if I can get this glue off. Just kind of clean everything up and get it ready for reinstall, basically.
The fact that you are a good guy and leave the cameras running. The only time I want to turn the cameras off is people that don't want to be identified while they're doing a crime. You know what I'm saying? Right, thief, robber, or something. So they was in there doing something. They didn't have no business. Then the crime scene switched from my house to the sheriff's station because the money came up missing from the evidence room.
Okay, so they do this whole raid. They tear your house apart. They take some of your money. Did they?
Okay, it's another day. We are here to recreate the scene, but as I was saying, recreate the scene from December of 2016. I think it was 2016 or 2015. Where Grandma and I did a little Walking Dead scene, kind of diorama slash cloche slash almost like a snow globe type thing. Make a snow globe type of feel. Anyway, these are the trees and the exact figurines that we used. And you'll see previously that I had kind of taken apart the old one because it was kind of worse for wear. It was, yeah, it was just, it had seen better days and wasn't being loved over at my cousin's house, so we had to get it. I had to have my aunt kidnap it for me and bring it back to me and show it some love, right? So I've got a bag of trees here and some different shrubbery. I'm seeing whether or not I want to use these again. I mean, they work just fine, but I wonder if I got something that'll work better in this larger enclosure here. You can see we got quite a bit larger cloche as opposed to, so, you know, here's the old one and here's the new. This isn't even a cloche. It's like I think it's like a candle holder or something that we had flipped upside down. Anyway, so I've got some trees here. I got another box of trees I'm gonna check out. Which now that I look at it, kind of seems to be more of the same stuff. So yeah, what we're working with. Man, some of the stuff's pretty cool. We could have palm trees. We could change it up. It doesn't even have to be a winter scene. It could be like a tropical island scene. Wow.
Oh my God! Wow!
Heck yeah. We could we change it up and have some tropical island. Maybe they're in Hawaii or something, huh? Let's see what we got here. We got some palm trees. Ooh, I like that. Well, you know, maybe it doesn't have to be a Christmas scene. Maybe we can reinvent it. What do you think? What do you think? All kinds of palm trees and bushes, ferns. Hell yeah, we got all kinds here. What do we got? What do we got? Bunch of little palm trees. I like these little ferns and these little flowers. Those are kind of cool, huh? Kind of weird little flowers. Yeah, all right, all right. This looks like it's missing its base. Don't know what happened to that. We could do like a beach scene, huh? What do you think? That might be different. No, I'm a little inspired here. Because I like these little bushes. Those are cool. And the little flowers and the other little bushes and ferns. Kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. I like it. Huh. Funny how that works. I guess we're not doing a Christmas scene after all. We're going to switch it up. We are going to switch it up. Walking Dead, they took a vacation over to Hawaii, and we're going to start from there. Except, I don't like this. The colors on these bases, these are not at all, I don't think, gonna work. And this needs to be fluffed out a little bit, I think, and just kind of made to look a little bit more convincing. You think? I think. I wonder if I should mount them to the base and then airbrush them, because I'm already thinking airbrush. To like get them to like more convincing shades instead of this wildly fake looking plastic. Might be a good thing to do. Goodness, I wish it would kind of conform to the way I'd like to shape it. But yeah, man, little fucking palm trees, all right. First of all, we're not using anything to stick them in, really. So I'm just gonna lop off these wires that I don't need. Yeah, so, you know, and then we can probably, you know, be better if it was like bent, huh? That's all right, we'll do something. Something kind of like that. Some palm trees, yo. This is cool. I like these. I like this idea. I am excited for it. Hawaii theme, I am here for. I love Hawaii, by the way. I've been 3 times. And I can't get enough of it. I would go 300 times if I could. I'd live there if I could, but I've actually even thought about it. But it's really expensive. And I don't know if I'm really at that stage in my life where I can pull it off financially or mentally. So because, you know, it'd be quite isolating as well. People don't think about that. But yes, I mean, I think I could see, you know, island fever is probably a real thing. And you don't think about how much you'd miss traveling until you can't really travel. You're locked into, you know, an island. So, yeah, this is cool. We could just kind of play around with this. Wonder if I've got more palm trees in here. Nope, this looks like different kind of evergreens and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's all my palm trees then. Okay, cool. I do have like different kinds of sand and stuff, so that's cool. This could be like right on the beach.
victims, or
They
find a
say,
can
you know
in
what?
a basement somewhere or
I
something?
don't, you know, now I don't really believe anything. They say they found a vape pen. I don't smoke vape pens. Somebody came over my house and left one. But I never seen it.
Right.
They say they found a vape pen. They say my fans make pipes for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even smoke pipes. I kind of just look at them and just feel good because, you know, people care and give me their time to create something for me. But they said they took some pipes and I don't know. But I really don't think they took anything. I don't, cause I didn't have nothing in my house, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, after that whole raid and so forth, were you charged with anything?
I wasn't.
Really?
No.
So after all that,
Yeah.
after all the resources spent, and your door getting kicked down, and your house getting torn apart,
Yeah.
you get charged with zero.
Yes.
Okay.
I think they wanted to just try to kill me by accident in the raid. You know, like, let's be honest, you know, dude, like, they wanted me to sneeze or the wind to blow the wrong way, wanted me to pop up in my underwear holding the remote control to the TV so they can blame, you know, the remote and say that's a pistol. I thought my partner's life was in, you know, all of that and then nothing. But they had to run around with pistols and stuff, you know. It's a mind game, you know. Cop opportunists, he don't like you. They pull you over, you know, traffic center. Hands up, out of the vehicle, search you. Woo, 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 woo. Give you a warning. So you start off as a 187 suspect and work your way back to a civilian's traffic citation.
Okay, it's another day. This is kind of how far I got. So I did put a layer of Mod Podge down, and then I salt bayed some of this sand here down. But you can see that either it soaked into a lot of the sand, creating this wet look, which kind of made it transparent, and you see the wood underneath. So I'm gonna have to do another layer, I think. And then I want to add some more foliage, some more bushes and stuff around here because it's looking kind of bare. And my other thinking was I really wanted like an ocean wave. Obviously I don't have a lot of real estate to work here. I mean, it's gonna have to be the tiniest little ocean wave. So I'm thinking, you know, just the very end of an ocean wave, like it just barely is coming up, like right in this area, and just like have some of the lacing and some translucent water right here, kind of splashing up at their feet, just barely right here, like they're right at the fucking beach. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if I'm gonna do the ocean wave or not, man, because that could get complicated real quick and probably ruin the whole piece if I do it wrong. I don't know. I mean, it's challenging. And then I was gonna airbrush this, but I kind of feel like I should just go ahead and yank these off of here, the tree trunks especially, because they look the most plasticky and fake. I want a little bit more realism. I was thinking about airbrushing them, but in place, man, I'd have to like cover up these figures and just, you know, it'd be a nightmare to try and airbrush them. So I think I'm gonna have to hand paint some stuff here, maybe do some dry brush techniques on the trunks here just to make them, give them a little more layers, a little more depth. It's kind of what I'm looking for. So yeah, a little bit more foliage, a little bit more sand, and then we'll address the wave thing after that, I think. So just a quick update. Here's where we're at. Added another layer of sand because to cover up this wood base with this like almost orange colored wood is pretty hard with sand, and then you add glue and it almost makes it transparent. So yeah, had to add another layer of sand. You'll see that I've added some shells here. I got a little shell kit off of Amazon because I thought, you know what, it's a beach. There's got to be some shells, some starfish, whatnot. I did paint these starfish because they came all white, and I just thought that looked too bland. So I used watercolors again, just really light with like an orange and purple. Those are the two most common colors I see around here in the Pacific Northwest. I just was inspired by that, I guess, and used watercolor again. But since I'm using resin again over the top of this, because spoiler alert, I'm going to do a little tiny little beach wave, right? I mean, super tiny because there's not much room here. And it wouldn't make sense to have the water going up into the trees and the vegetation, right? So anywho, since we're using resin again, I didn't want any color bleed like we got on the family tree project. So I clear coated these after I painted them. So there should be no color bleed this time. Probably wouldn't have been the end of the world, but I just don't want that. I want only the colors I introduce into it, and that's what I'm going to do. But the other thing I'm thinking is, just because I want to really control as many variables as possible, I think something super quick set like a UV resin is what I'm going to use for this wave, since it's not going to be very big at all, and it's just going to be the tail end of the wave where it's all foamy. That's my thinking. So wish me luck. That's where we're at right now. Okay, here we are. We're using the UV resin. I'm just kind of getting a base layer down is what I'm trying to do here. Just kind of coloring in where I want the wave to be. So, yeah. Follow along in this little adventure of mine. Now I got my handy dandy. This is the Let's Resin Ocean White epoxy pigment in some epoxy, some UV. So I got it in this ultra exact little applicator. See what we can do here, I guess. I don't know if I like this little thing getting in the way. Play with it a little bit, have some fun. That's what I'm doing. Just seeing what we could do to add some realism here to this wave. I say that in quotes. All right, let's see what we can do. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way as I apply the heat gun, because I don't want to blow stuff all over the place, namely this sand pile here. I don't want it all over. It's kind of a bear to clean up. And then you'll see I have a layer of turquoise blue. I don't know if I like this color. I'm hoping it comes out a little more translucent than it looks like in there. I'm going to apply it very sparingly for the second layer. That's my plan. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is my first ocean wave, even though it's not even really wave. It's just like the tail end of one, because there's no room to actually put an ocean wave, but you know what I mean. All right, so we got the heat gun. Wish me luck. Okay, I think that's really all I needed for right then. Got some leakage over here on the side I need to take care of. I mean, I kind of like that. It's not as foamy as I thought. I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes to see if it gets better. Could have agitated it some more probably, but sometimes less is more. So I don't want to get too carried away. I'm gonna let it sit for like 5 minutes, see what it does before I cure this layer, and then we'll come back for the other layer, I guess. And hopefully it peels nicely. This tape peels right off. I really hope. Yeah, right. All right, resin's cured for the first layer. This is kind of what it came out as. Such a small scale. I didn't hope for too much detail. Is what it is. Time for round 2. We're gonna try this turquoise resin. Hopefully it turns out the way I want. I don't know. I don't like that at all. It just takes away detail. All it really does. Well, I'm gonna work with it. Right, so let's do that, and then we'll once again apply some Damn, man, why am I constantly wearing this shit? I don't understand that part. This shit is messy, bro. I don't know what else to say. It just gets on me no matter what I do. It seems like it gets all over the bottle. I don't understand that, but it does. Freaking gets everywhere. That brings out the foaminess a little bit more. I don't like the color of it. I wish that would have turned out better. Maybe alcohol pigment would have worked better for what I'm doing. I don't know. You know what? Not bad though. Just gives it a little bit of color. I mean, I didn't go too far with it. I'm not a real big fan. I wish this was more translucent. This is more opaque than anything. So, yeah. With the Baltic Day is the brand. Yeah, if you want translucent or like a candy kind of see-through effect, this is not your animal. But if you use it very sparingly, you can get kind of a foamy effect. So, okay, I can live with that. Bro, not gonna lie, this is probably some of my finest work. I love it. I absolutely love the way this turned out. So this is my Walking Dead Corona Christmas theme compilation piece with my first ever Ocean Wave resin. So wanted to keep it Christmas, but no longer an evergreen kind of mountain setting with the evergreen trees. We went beachy, Hawaii kind of feel, kind of vibes. That Corona commercial. Let me see if I can turn this off so you can see what it looks like normal. Okay, so there it is, all normal. So cool. I'm happy with it. I hope my aunt's happy with it. She's gonna be the custodian of this piece. Yeah. She helped me save it from the doom and gloom of my cousin's house. That was just, it was flipped upside down and everything else just looked like it went through a blender, and years of neglect in their garage. And you know what? It deserved a new life. And so here it is. So I'm thinking my aunt needs to put this out every Christmas because it can be part of the decor. Yeah, I think she'll appreciate it. If anybody will appreciate it, it'll be her. So, hope you like it, Aunt. And if you don't, I'll keep it because it's cool. But I know she'll like it. Also, off camera, I should mention, what I did was I yanked this tree out of here. I drilled a hole all the way through the trunk and then ran the little mini lights through it. Then underneath, I kind of hollowed out a space for the battery pack and drilled a hole. So that's really all I did. And then, of course, I glued all the lights underneath all the palm fronds. And so there you go. I was going to like do a lot of dry brush techniques and kind of try to make the tree look a little bit more real. But I mean, at the end of the day, these are little plastic toy figures. They don't look that real anyway. It's just kind of a cartoony, somewhat realism kind of setting. Isn't that what dioramas are anyway? Dare I say this is a diorama? It is, right? Anyway, hope you like this. I like it. I hope my aunt likes it.